Charles Sanders is a middle-aged man living in Twin Falls, Idaho. By nature, Charles is a soft-hearted, quiet person. His life was simple and consisted from going to work as an office assistant at BII Global and coming back home to his wife. But despite the simplicity, Charles lacked happiness in his life. Because of his timid nature, he is often mistreated, but he never takes a stand for himself. His relationship with his wife wasn't at its best, and even though Charles had a few friends, he still felt lonely. This morning, he left home while Abigail was still sleeping in. He neither had breakfast nor a sip of coffee and came to the office. Catching up on his work, he soon received a call from his boss. "Yes, Mr. Johnson? Where are the files?" Before Charles could explain himself, his boss got up in a rage and began yelling at him. "I don't pay you to sit idle in this office. You think I'm going to tolerate this? How can you be so unprofessional and so incompetent? If those files aren't on my desk by today, you're fired." His boss angrily paced around his table. He noticed some files to the corner. He picked it up, realizing Charles had submitted it 2 days ago. Expecting an apology, Charles stared at him. But his boss continued on yelling. "What are you waiting here for? Get out and get to work." "Yes, sir." Charles stepped out, noticing many of his co-workers staring at him, having eavesdropped on the boss shouting. His days at the office went by more or less the same. It was embarrassing, but what choice did he have? When the clock hit 7, Charles was relieved to step out and get some fresh air again. He stood on a long line for the bus, and it was after a long wait that the bus finally arrived. But when it came time for Charles to board, the bus driver suddenly stopped him. "There's no room. Wait for the next bus," he said with a scowl. "Wait!" Just then, a young woman came running behind him and rushed onto the bus. "Thank you so much. I'm running so late today," she said, dropping her coins as the bus driver closed the door with a smile. Charles sat back down at the bus stand. There was no room for him, but there was room for a beautiful young woman. At least he would be the first for the next bus. Things like this happened all the time with him, and he knew it wasn't fair, but Charles wasn't someone to create a scene. Arguments seemed worthless and pointless to him. As the bus drove on, Charles stared at the advertisement printed across the side. Want to make new friends? Join the Fun on Bond, a chat room where you can connect, interact with new people nearby. Share your thoughts, explore your passions, no registration required. Just relax and be yourself. The next bus arrived an hour later, and after another half-hour's journey, Charles returned home feeling exhausted. His wife was in the living room watching TV. She didn't care to come say hello or ask him how his day was. Charles hadn't eaten anything all day, but he knew asking Abigail would be the start of an unwanted quarrel. So he freshened up and went to the kitchen himself. All there was some leftovers from 2 days ago. He heated up and had it for dinner, while Abigail went to bed without giving him a second look. When he went to his room, he found her reading a book. Without saying anything, Charles too laid down and soon fell asleep. But sometime in the middle of the night, he heard Abigail yelling, "What is wrong with you? Why do you have to snore so loud? I can't sleep." "Sorry, I couldn't tell." "Don't say sorry to me. Go and sleep in the living room. Just because you go outside and work doesn't mean this house runs itself, all right?" As she pulled the blankets and turned around, Charles took his pillow and went to sleep on the sofa. But he could no longer fall asleep. That's when Charles remembered the advertisement he saw on the bus. He got up and took out his laptop. Maybe he could try it out. After creating an ID and waiting a while online, Charles noticed a few other IDs log in. When suddenly, he got a message from a Hazel 067. "Hi, what's up?" "Hey, I'm Hazel, 18, live in Stanley. You?" She lived about 3 hours away from him. He checked her profile. Hazel was a beautiful young woman, and Charles was interested in speaking to her, but he knew she wouldn't give him a second look if he said who he truly was. So he lied to her. I'm Chuck, 22, from Twin Falls, but out of the country. Sweet, do you go to college? I'm actually done with my bachelor's. I took the year off to travel. I'm in Africa right now, but I got sick during this jungle safari, so I'm resting a couple of days before I can get back on the road again. Wow, sounds like you're living the life. You must be from a very rich family. Yeah, you can say, but I was feeling quite lonely in this villa myself, and I saw an ad for this chat room and I thought I'd try it out. This is my first time using the website. What about you? I'm a freshman in college. My parents are really strict. They don't let me go out with my friends, so I log on here sometimes. It's a pretty cool website. Much of the night went by in speaking to Hazel, until Charles fell asleep. He had completely forgotten about his horrible day, imagining his dream life. Until he got to work the following morning. But throughout the day, all Charles thought of was logging on to Bond again and talking to Hazel. Why don't you have a profile picture? Didn't get the time to fix it up yet. You've seen my pics, send me one of yours. Charles felt a bit anxious at first, but then he Googled a while, and found a decent suitable picture that would make Hazel fall for the innocent lie. Wow, you're handsome. Nothing compares to your beauty. You definitely have a girlfriend. Nope, but I'm searching for one. Are you single? Yep. Over the next week, Charles and Hazel continued to converse. Speaking to her helped him escape the miseries of his real life, and soon Charles started to speak to her, even while at work. It feels so great to be out here again. I was missing the nature stuck in that villa, but now sailing the Congo River, this is awesome. You're so cool. I wish I had that kind of life. You're so adventurous. You've been to so many places at such a young age. Thanks. Let me send you a picture. There's an alligator right in front of me. No way. But you know something, Hazel? Something is still missing. I wish I had someone like you to take with me. How sweet. I think we would have been a great couple. As Charles was busy imagining his dream life, one of his colleagues dropped by his cubicle. What's this? Bond? A chat room? Who are you talking to? This girl I met online. Abigail doesn't know. Wow, she's hot and young. How'd you land her? She doesn't need to know who I really am. Chuck, my man, I could have never imagined someone like you, so calm and quiet, would be a player. Found the solution to your midlife crisis, huh? Good for you. That night, when Charles returned home and was about to log on to Bond again, his wife dropped by. You can come back, she said, annoyed. It's alright, I'm probably going to snore again, and you need sleep. I'm fine over here. Abigail became a bit suspicious with how nice Charles was about it, almost as if he wasn't sulking, like he was happy. Something wasn't right. Later, in the middle of the night, she slowly went out to check on him, when she was shocked to see what Charles was doing. So this is what you've been doing? Charles turned around, startled to see Abigail behind him. Abigail, how long have you been here? This is why you don't want to sleep in the room? How disgusting. I knew it. You only pretend to be the nice, innocent, good guy, but deep down inside, you're a pervert. Abigail, calm down. It's not what you think. Don't you have the least bit of shame in you that you lie after you get caught doing something like this? In a rage, Abigail pushed him away and sat in front of the laptop and started typing. Abigail, what are you doing? Abigail scowled at him. Stay away from me, or you won't like where this ends. I'm a fat, middle-aged man from Idaho. I've achieved nothing in my life except that I ruined the life of my wife, and now live a pathetic life. You must be joking. No, this is the truth. I'm a pathetic, shameless, lying pervert. If this is a joke, this isn't funny. It's not. This is the reality. You're sick. You're disgusting. Charles stood there in shock as Hazel blocked his ID, and right after, Abigail deleted his account. He felt so pissed off at Abigail, but he just somehow contained his anger. That night went horribly, and the following morning, Charles went to work feeling so despair, knowing he wouldn't be able to talk to Hazel again. "Hey, why do you look upset? How's your fling?" Abigail found out. And what happened after that? She told Hazel everything and deleted the account. Well, life goes on, man. Open a new account. You'll find someone else. But Charles wasn't like that. He couldn't forget Hazel. He had built a special connection with her. It was like she understood him and she appreciated him. When he spoke to her, he felt peace. He felt happiness. And now, without her, his life became all the more dull, knowing they'd never talk again. The days were going by miserably. One day at work, Charles noticed Roger was using Bond. "Hey baby, what are you doing? Missing you." "Missing you too. How was college?" "Great." Charles was thundered, seeing Hazel's ID pop up on the screen. Roger wasn't only speaking to her, but he was flirting with her. "What do you think you're doing?" Roger chuckled. "Following your steps, Sensei." "With her? You know what happened between us. How could you do this?" "Chill, man. It's not like you own her, and you're not even talking to her anymore. Give others a chance." Charles suddenly felt disgusted and enraged seeing what Roger was doing. A creep, a predator after Hazel. In a rage, he left him. But the more he thought about it, the more it bothered him. "Hey, look where you're going." "Oh yeah? What are you gonna do about it?" "Alright man, calm down." Now all of a sudden, Charles couldn't tolerate the simplest of things. And when he got home to Abigail's constant nagging, he felt like he couldn't control himself. "What is wrong with you, Charles? You didn't bring groceries? Are you good at anything? I don't even know why I married you. I would have been far off marrying someone else." As Abigail went on yelling at him, Charles went to his bedroom and locked the door. "Charles, open the door! Where am I going to sleep?" Abigail continued to shout and pound on the door, when Charles opened up, looking at her furiously. "What? Why are you looking at me like that?" "Shut up and sleep in the living room, or get out from this house." "What is the matter with you?" But Charles slammed the door right on her face. In the 25 years of their marriage, Abigail had never seen Charles behave this way before. That night, as the rain started to pour, Charles lay in bed, remembering all the conversations he had with Hazel, and then remembering how Roger had been flirting with her. He couldn't sleep, as the rage built in him, and after one point, he decided he had to do something. Around 1 a.m., Abigail woke up, startled to see Charles storming out the front door. "Chuck, where are you going in the middle of the night?" But without a word, Charles left the house, clutching onto the knife in his pocket and headed straight to Roger's house. Drowsy in his sleep, Roger woke up to answer the door. Surprised to see Charles was outside. "Chuck, is everything all right?" "No, nothing's all right." Hearing shots from Roger's house, his neighbors called the police. When the police arrived, they found his lifeless body in a horrible condition inside. Immediately checking all the security cameras, they quickly identified the perpetrator, a middle-aged man named Charles Sanders. When the police arrived to his residence, however, they found he wasn't home. "Charles? What happened to him?" "We believe he's on the run after taking the life of an individual." "I knew it. I knew he was behaving strange. It started ever since he broke up with this young girl online. Since then, he's been behaving abnormally aggressive. He even tried to kill me. Through investigation, the police soon found out Roger had been involved with a young woman that Charles was in a recent relationship with. However, now with Charles being missing, the police became concerned for Hazel's life. There was a high possibility that Charles had gone after her, so the police immediately tracked down the account on the website and located the address using the IP. They didn't inform Hazel just in case Charles was with her. Surrounding her home, one of the officers casually stepped up to the door and knocked. An elderly woman opened up, looking rather confused. "Does a young woman named Hazel live here? May I ask, what is this about?" "We tracked down this address from her online ID, Hazel 067. We might not have time. Her life is in danger." "But I'm Hazel 067. This is Betty Simmons. She's a 50-year-old woman living all by herself in her small home in Stanley, Idaho. She too was lonely in her life and often logged online, chatting with various young men, seeking attention and cheap thrill as the young and beautiful Hazel 067. Chuck was also like me? Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.